In some locations, people willing to go to company adjustment. The reason for that is you want to get additional height, additional area, additional maybe setbacks. So people go to company adjustment. When I say people in Willowdale, most of them go to company adjustment because, for example, if your neighbor go to the company adjustment, so their house is a little bit higher than yours, and then their house is a little bit bigger than yours. But you guys are spending the same money, purchase the same size of lot. So in this case, you have to go to company adjustment just to make it fair, right? So with the company adjustment, usually you wait around 4 months just for that hearing, which means 7 months plus 4 months. I would say it takes 12 months for today's market. So design takes 12 months and build is the same. It's around 12 months for the building lower than 4,000 square foot. So in total it's 2 years with the company adjustment. And in some extreme conditions that when your house is in the conservation area, and also you want to go to company adjustment, and you need a building permit. So you need a longer time. So when your house is in the conservation, there are several different scenarios. For example, in some scenario is when there is a creek or stable of bank, like a slope behind your backyard. So if your house, you have a deep enough lot, it takes less time to review by the conservation. Because they have standard, for example, the top of bank, which is means the top of the slope, from that line to your new build is how many meters. If it's deeper than the requirement, usually they just review it very quickly and let you to go to the company adjustment directly, right? But let's say in some conditions that your house is very close to the nature boundary, for example, creek, the slope, and then the forest. So they're gonna look at more carefully. And also they need additional reports, and you need to hire additional consultant to involve to this project. That can take longer than a year sometimes. So means if your house is in the conservation area, so you need to add additional, let's say 2 months to a year. Depends on what is your house located. To build a new house, there are two most typical methods. One is we call it design bid build. The other we call it design build. They are very different. For the first category, design bid build is when you have a higher budget, okay? So what you need to do is you hire a good architect and then you hire a good interior designer. The design phase, the only thing you need to do is you wanna make it whatever building you like. So the designer, the architect and interior design, they're gonna put a lot of effort to make it nice, right? In the same time, they will consider the cost, but they consider only from the design side. So which means the cost is not very well controlled, but you have a nice product. So once you have the two drawing package ready, which is the architectural package and the interior package, at that time you start bidding process. So with those drawings, you can find different contractors to give you a price. But at that time, so because design is finished, you cannot really go back to change the design. So whatever price is come up is the market price. So that's why when you choose design bid build, you need to be very carefully. Advantage of that method is you can get a good product at the end, okay? And then the second type, design build, that is most common in GTA, Ontario. The advantage of that method is you can control the budget from the very beginning. So people who is fit for that method is when you have a clear budget, right? So you wanna know the budget from the very beginning. So you better use the design build method. So that method basically is the design team and the construction team, usually they're one company. So when they start doing the schematic design, and then the construction department, they're gonna keep updating the estimate in the same time. So the benefit of this method is from the beginning of this project, from the design to the end, you don't have any big surprise. So you know the cost at the beginning. And also what they do is they do a thing called value engineering. So let's say you finalize the schematic design, and then the construction department, they updated the estimate and it's higher than what you expect. So they can revise the design to meet your budget. So in this way, it's like you control your budget from the design phase.